Aboard the Wonder of the Seas, a voyage to remember. From the moment we laid eyes on Wonder of the Seas, one of the largest cruise ships in the world, it felt as though we were about to step into a floating kingdom of adventure. The sheer magnitude of the ship left us speechless, taller than buildings, grander than most hotels, and buzzing with life even before we boarded. As we rolled our luggage through the terminal, our excitement danced just beneath the surface, like the waves gently brushing the dock. Check-in was a breeze, and before we knew it, we were welcomed aboard with music playing, crew members smiling, and a glass of bubbly in hand. It was clear, this wasn't just a vacation. This was going to be a journey of joy, freedom, and unforgettable memories. Since we booked our sailing at the last minute, most cabins were already taken, and we were assigned one of the few remaining inside staterooms. While we initially hoped for a balcony, this cozy retreat exceeded expectations. Every inch was thoughtfully designed to create a peaceful and practical sanctuary. Efficient, surprisingly comfortable, and just right for recharging between adventures. It became our quiet little haven in the middle of the sea. Here's a friendly tip for you. If you're looking for a more spacious cabin, it's a good idea to book early for the best selection. But if you're traveling on a budget, an inside stateroom can still offer a cozy, comfortable, and practical stay without compromising your cruise experience. Inside the room, a queen-sized bed welcomed us with crisp white linens and pillows so fluffy they felt like clouds. Pure bliss after long days filled with dancing, dining, and exploring. Across from the bed, a flat-screen TV was mounted on the wall, offering everything from live ship updates to movie channels. Storage was smartly designed throughout the cabin. A full-length closet with hangers and shelves held all of our outfits, while drawers and cubbies beneath the bed and inside the cabinets kept the rest of our belongings neatly tucked away. A safe was available for valuables, and a mini fridge kept drinks cool, perfect for storing leftovers or a late-night snack. Just below, a small desk and vanity area served double duty as both a workspace and a great spot to get ready for dinner. A large mirror, a tucked-away hairdryer, and ample space for toiletries and daily essentials made it easy to feel right at home. The soft lighting created a warm, calming glow in the evenings, making it the perfect space to unwind. The bathroom, though compact, was clean and functional. The shower had excellent water pressure, a sleek glass door, and built-in shelves for toiletries. From the very first step onto Wonder of the Seas, there was a sense that something magical was beginning. The breeze carried the scent of the sea, and the sky stretched out endlessly above us, painted in brilliant shades of blue. We'd waited so long for this moment, and now, here we were, standing on one of the largest and most beautiful cruise ships in the world. As we made our way up to Deck 15, the open-air hub known as the Lido Deck, we were greeted by a wave of energy that felt almost electric. Music played from nearby speakers, the steel drums of a Caribbean band setting the tone for adventure. Crew members waved and welcomed us aboard with the kind of genuine enthusiasm that made you feel like more than just a guest. You were family. We stopped near the edge of the deck for a moment, gripping the railing just to breathe it all in. The horizon seemed to stretch forever, the ship gently humming beneath us as if it too was eager to set sail. There was something in the air, an unmistakable mix of freedom, joy, and anticipation. Around us, strangers began to smile and nod, united by shared excitement. The open deck wasn't just a place to sunbathe or swim, it was a welcome mat to adventure. It was where the cruise began to come alive. The laughter, the music, the warmth of the sun on my face. That was the first time it truly hit me. We were no longer just passengers. We were part of an adventure. The open-air swimming pools, multiple of them, wide and sparkling, are the centerpiece of it all. Nestled among rows of plush loungers, shaded cabanas, and tropical palms swaying in the sea breeze, the pools beckon like oases of calm and celebration all at once. You can hear it before you fully see it. The gentle splash of water, the distant laughter of families playing Marco Polo, the soft thrum of island beats from a live Caribbean band by the poolside stage. There's the clink of ice and cocktails, the hum of conversation, and that unmistakable sound of pure contentment. The sigh of someone melting into a sun chair with a good book and a better view. There isn't just one pool on Deck 15. There are several, each with its own personality. Whether you want to swim a few peaceful laps in the main pool, float on your back in cloud watch, or let the little ones splash in the dedicated kids' water play zone, there's space for everyone. The lime and coconut pools, lined with colorful decor and surrounded by dual-level bars, often become the social hub of the deck. The music flows, the bartenders flip cocktail shakers like performance artists, and people of all ages gather, dipping their feet in, swimming lazily, or sipping frozen margaritas in the water. And then, tucked just around the corners, are the hot tubs. Elevated for the best views, these bubbling sanctuaries offer front-row seats to the sea itself. Perched at the edge of the deck, you can soak in warm, swirling water while gazing out at the wide horizon, where sky and sea blur into infinity. Whether it's sunrise or sunset, it's hard to imagine anything more serene. What makes Deck 15 extraordinary isn't just its amenities, it's the atmosphere, the ever-changing vibe that somehow suits everyone. Families laugh together in the shallow zones, couples share quiet moments in shaded cabanas, solo travelers float on pool noodles or sip daiquiris while journaling about the day's adventure. Teens gather by the music stage, while little kids zigzag between splash pads and their parents' loungers. And let's not forget the entertainment. Cruise staff often lead mid-morning pool games, synchronized swimming challenges, dance-offs, and limbo competitions that have entire crowds erupting in laughter. One moment, you're lounging with a book, and the next, you're cheering on someone trying to hula hoop while balancing a beach ball. It's spontaneous joy, the kind you don't plan for, but that stays with you long after you leave the ship. What made this moment truly magical was the view. From the upper deck, we had a breathtaking, unobstructed panorama of the bustling port and the endless ocean beyond. Below, the harbor buzzed with last-minute boarding activity, but up here it felt like time stood still. Leaning against the glass railing, drinks in hand, we watched the shoreline fade into a blur of excitement and possibility. The breeze was warm and salty, brushing across our faces as the ship gently rumbled to life. When the horn sounded and the wonder of the seas began her grand departure, we felt it deep in our chests. We were officially off on an unforgettable adventure. As we explored the ship, we were immediately struck by the creativity and elegance that went into every space. Each deck offered something new, something exciting. Our days quickly fell into a rhythm of fun and indulgence. Afternoons were filled with endless possibilities. Just above the vibrant energy of the kids' pool area, you're treated to one of the most joyful views on the ship. From this elevated vantage point, you can see it all. The splash of water shooting up from colorful fountains, the gleaming slides twisting into pools below, and the wide smiles of children dashing through the play zone with contagious excitement. It's a place where laughter rises like music, echoing up to where you're walking. Parents relax in nearby loungers, keeping watch with happy, sun-drenched faces, while cruise staff members in bright uniforms lead fun games and blow bubbles. Everything feels carefree and effortless, like summer distilled into its purest form. As you first step onto Deck 16 aboard Wonder of the Seas, the views alone are enough to stop you in your tracks. On clear days, the ocean stretches so endlessly that it almost feels like you're glimpsing the curve of the earth. The sunlight dances on the waves like scattered diamonds, and as the day moves along, the sky transforms from brilliant blue to golden glow, and finally, to deep indigo twilight. This deck offers some of the most breathtaking panoramic views on the entire ship. For many guests, it becomes a cherished ritual. morning coffee in hand or a twilight cocktail, just to stand here and watch the sea work its magic. Up here, you feel a little closer to the sky. The breeze is crisper, laced with the scent of salt water and sun-soaked days. And as the ship glides forward, you can't help but feel a sense of quiet awe, like you're on top of the world, drifting through something extraordinary. But Deck 16 is more than just a lookout point. It's the heart of high-energy fun and fearless adventure. What truly sets Deck 16 apart is its remarkable sense of balance. Amid all the excitement and motion, there are peaceful hideaways, quiet nooks by the railing where you can simply sit and watch the world drift by. Whether you're pausing to reflect, savoring a rare moment of stillness, or stargazing as the ship glides silently through the night, these are the moments that stay with you. The ones that turn a vacation into a memory, and a deck into something unforgettable. Just nearby, the rock climbing wall towers above the deck, challenging guests to test their strength and courage. Climbers ascend hand over hand, colorful grips guiding the way as they push themselves higher with every step. Reaching the top isn't just about the view, it's about the triumph. And whether you're watching or climbing, there's an unmistakable spirit of support and determination in the air. Just steps away is the launch point for the ultimate abyss, the tallest slide at sea. Its gaping dragon mouth entrance is both thrilling and theatrical, drawing a crowd of curious onlookers and brave participants. There's an electricity in the air as people cheer each other on, take a deep breath, and vanish into the twisting dark tunnel, only to reappear 10 decks below, breathless, laughing, and already planning their next ride. Yet, what makes Deck 16 truly special is the balance, the harmony between heart-pounding adventure and soul-soothing serenity. While one part of the deck hums with the excitement of the flow rider, the zip line, and climbing walls, just steps away, you can find a completely different atmosphere. There are small, quiet alcoves tucked along the railing, hidden in plain sight. These are the places where the energy softens, where the only soundtrack is the rhythm of the ocean and the whisper of the wind. It's in these calm corners that you find yourself pausing. Not because there's something to do, but because there's something to feel. Maybe you're sitting alone, coffee in hand, watching the first light of morning stretch across the sea. Maybe it's dusk, and the sky is melting into pink and gold, casting a warm glow over the water. Or maybe it's late at night, and the stars overhead seem so close you could almost reach out and touch them. There's something about these moments that lingers. They're not loud or grand, but they stay with you, etched into memory like a favorite line in a favorite song. And later, long after the trip is over, when you think back on your time aboard Wonder of the Seas, it might not be the thrill of the ride or the splash of the pool you remember first. It might just be that quiet moment on Deck 16 when everything was still and you realized you were exactly where you were meant to be. Step into the solarium on Wonder of the Seas, and it's like entering a hidden sanctuary perched above the sea. Tucked at the front of the ship, this adults-only retreat is a world away from the buzz of the main pools and activities, a glass-covered haven filled with tranquility, warm breezes, and breathtaking views. From the moment you walk in, you're enveloped by a calm that feels almost sacred. Natural light floods through the sweeping glass dome overhead, creating a greenhouse-like effect, but with the soft hush of waves as your background music. Lush greenery, trickling water features, and elegant lounge furniture surround you, evoking the sense of a luxury resort tucked within a floating paradise. At the heart of the solarium is a serene series of cascading pools and whirlpools, each designed for soaking, lounging, or simply letting go. The water is always just the right temperature, inviting without being too hot, and the whirlpool jets gently massage tired muscles after a long day of island hopping or onboard adventure. From these elevated pools, you get a panoramic view of the horizon, sunrise or sunset, It's your front row seat to ocean magic. The seating here is plush and plentiful. Cushioned daybeds, swinging egg chairs, and chaise lounges arranged for privacy or peaceful conversation. The jogging track on Wonder of the Seas is a hidden gem tucked away on Deck 5, a serene, open-air loop that wraps around the ship. Whether you're going for a sunrise jog or a sunset stroll, the ocean is always by your side, offering breathtaking views as the ship glides through the waves. The track is flat and easy to navigate, making it perfect for both seasoned runners and casual walkers. At the front of the loop, you'll find access to the state-of-the-art fitness center, either by an internal staircase or through the Vitality Spa. It's the kind of peaceful spot where your workout comes with a sea breeze and an ever-changing horizon. At night, Deck 15 on Wonder of the Seas transforms into something truly magical. A shimmering open-air escape where the rhythm of the day gives way to the pulse of the evening. Gone is the buzz of sunscreen and splash zones. In its place is a relaxed, glowing atmosphere filled with soft music, starlight, and the gentle lull of the ocean breeze. The pools, once alive with laughter and cannonballs, now reflect the twinkling lights of the ship like mirrors. The water glows softly under ambient lighting, and the hot tubs become cozy retreats for quiet conversation, couples soaking side by side, or friends sharing stories from the day's adventures. Upbeat island tunes or a live Caribbean band might still be playing near the Lime and Coconut Bar. But everything feels just a bit slower, smoother, like the ship itself is exhaling. Bartenders still flip bottles and shake cocktails, but the energy is more laid back, more intimate. People linger with mojitos and margaritas in hand, swaying to the music or leaning into laughter. Cabanas and loungers now hold guests wrapped in towels and blankets, gazing out at the vast black velvet sky scattered with stars. Occasionally, you'll see someone taking a peaceful nighttime swim, their ripples casting golden rings across the pool's surface. Others stroll the deck, hand in hand, pausing at the rail to breathe in the salt air and admire the moonlit sea. Deck 15 at night is a mood. It's calm, a little sultry, and deeply enchanting, the perfect blend of serenity and celebration, all under the open sky. The Boardwalk on Wonder of the Seas transforms into a lively, glowing haven of fun and nostalgia. The carousel spins beneath twinkling lights, laughter echoing as families and couples stroll by. The scent of fresh popcorn and sweet treats fills the air, while the Aqua Theater comes alive with breathtaking shows under the stars. Hooked seafood on Wonder of the Seas brings the flavors of New England to the high seas. Nestled in the solarium on Deck 16, it offers a serene nautical ambiance with sweeping ocean views. Ideal for seafood enthusiasts, the Windjammer Cafe on Wonder of the Seas was more than just a place to grab a bite. It was our go-to culinary retreat, a buzzing haven of flavors, variety, and oceanfront comfort that made every mealtime feel like a mini adventure. From the moment we stepped inside, we were hit with the rich aroma of international cuisine. You could almost taste the possibilities before even picking up a plate. Colorful buffet stations stretched out before us, artfully arranged with a seemingly endless selection of dishes, each one more tempting than the last. Mornings kicked off with the comfort of familiar favorites: crisp bacon sizzling on warming trays, golden hash browns stacked beside soft scrambled eggs, fresh baked pastries, and made-to-order omelets cooked with whatever your heart desired. The buffet transformed into a vibrant smorgasbord, offering everything from Asian stir-fries tossed right before your eyes, to juicy roasted meats carved to perfection, to steaming trays of pasta and rich sauces. There were fresh salad bars loaded with toppings and dressings, colorful bowls of fruit, and of course, desserts. Creamy mousses, fluffy cakes, warm bread puddings, and melt-in-your-mouth cookies that you couldn't help but go back for, maybe twice. There was something so cozy and satisfying about starting the day with a hearty breakfast by the window, watching the sun rise over the ocean as the ship glided toward its next destination. By lunchtime, the vibe shifted. The space itself, despite its popularity and flow of hungry guests, never felt chaotic. It was bright, open, and well-organized, with plenty of seating, even at peak hours. One of the best features? The panoramic ocean views. We always found ourselves gravitating toward the tables near the windows, where you could enjoy a meal with the sea rolling gently beside you. It was peaceful and invigorating at once, the kind of backdrop that turned even a simple lunch into something memorable. Whether we were grabbing a quick bite before heading off on an excursion, refueling after a long day in port, or easing into the evening with a leisurely dinner, the Windjammer always delivered. It was comfort food and global flavor all rolled into one. And best of all, it was included. Let's just say, the Windjammer gave us more than a few delicious souvenirs around the waistline. But honestly, totally worth it. We like to call it extra baggage from paradise. The energy picked up as families and friends returned from shore excursions or wandered in from sun-soaked afternoons on deck. And let's not forget the staff. Warm, helpful, and impressively quick. They kept the station spotless, refreshed dishes constantly, and always greeted you with a smile. It added a personal touch that made the experience feel even more welcoming, even though it was casual dining. It wasn't just a dinner. It was a moment suspended in time, full of love, gratitude, and togetherness. A night when everything aligned. The food, the company, the ocean view, the magic of being at sea. And in the end, that's what Wonder of the Seas gave us. More than incredible food or grand experiences, it gave us the space and time to slow down, come together, and create memories we'll carry for the rest of our lives. And speaking of paradise, one night stood out more than all the others. It was Connie's 83rd birthday dinner in the main dining room. But the true highlight came after dessert. Just when we thought the night couldn't get better, the lights dimmed slightly and the servers returned, not just with a beautifully decorated birthday cake, but with music, smiles, and a surprise performance. They sang Happy Birthday with such spirit that other tables joined in, clapping, swaying, and smiling. Connie's face lit up with pure joy. She clapped along, her eyes sparkling as she soaked in the love from everyone around her. It wasn't just a birthday song. It was a moment of celebration that wrapped the whole dining room in warmth. We toasted to her 83 remarkable years, told stories from past birthdays, laughed until we wiped tears from our eyes, and even swayed a little to the soft music in the background. The menu that night felt like it was designed just for the occasion. Buttery escargot that melted in your mouth, grilled salmon with a delicate herb sauce, and a filet mignon so tender you barely needed a knife. Course after course, we were served a feast fit for royalty. From the Windjammer's buffet of global flavors to the dining room's heartfelt celebration, every meal had the power to nourish more than just our appetite. It fed our hearts too. Of course, with all-you-can-eat buffets, around-the-clock pizza, and a dessert bar that always seemed to whisper your name, there's no denying the food becomes its own kind of indulgence. Central Park, during the day, was nothing short of enchanting, a true sanctuary floating in the middle of the ocean. Precisely positioned into the heart of Wonder of the Seas, it wasn't just a clever design feature, it was an experience. From the moment we stepped inside, it was as if the ship around us melted away. The energy shifted, the noise softened, and in its place came a calm, natural rhythm, like the heartbeat of the ship itself had slowed just enough to let you breathe a little deeper. This open-air garden was filled with over 20,000 real plants and trees, creating a space that felt more like a peaceful city park or a secluded botanical garden than anything you'd expect to find at sea. The architecture of the surrounding balconies and walkways framed the sky, letting in beams of sunlight that filtered gently through the tree canopy above. The light danced across the stone pathways and the leaves, creating moving shadows that added a living, breathing quality to the space. During the day, Central Park had a brightness that was soft and soothing, never harsh. The breeze carried the scent of jasmine, lavender, and damp earth, scents you normally associate with forest trails. Not a cruise ship, And there was always birdsong in the air, gentle and melodic, coming from hidden speakers that mimic nature so convincingly, you often found yourself scanning the trees for movement. The sounds weren't loud, but just present enough to draw you into the illusion that you were walking through a real park, far away from everything else. As we strolled along the winding paths, we'd often notice new details: fresh blossoms opening, butterflies fluttering from flower to flower, ivy stretching toward the sun. The landscaping struck the perfect balance between curated and wild. You could tell everything was carefully maintained, but it still felt organic and alive. It wasn't uncommon to see someone reading on a bench, sipping coffee from the nearby park cafe, or simply sitting in stillness, eyes closed, soaking in the atmosphere. These quiet moments weren't just possible here. They felt like the very purpose of the space. The park was dotted with cozy seating areas, benches, cafe tables, and hidden corners ideal for morning journaling, a quiet chat, or just resting your feet. There was even a gentle hum of conversation in the background from the nearby restaurants, adding to the feeling that you were in the courtyard of a peaceful garden square. The surrounding balconies of staterooms overlooked the park like little terraces, often with people leaning on their railings, enjoying the same peaceful view from above. No matter what was going on outside the park, whether it was a pool party, ziplining, or shows being prepped, you could count on this space to feel grounded and serene. It offered a pause, a breath, a moment to reconnect with yourself and the beauty around you. And maybe that's what made Central Park so remarkable. On a ship built for thrill, entertainment, and nonstop excitement, this quiet, green sanctuary reminded you that stillness could be just as memorable. It was a garden that floated on water, a natural retreat nestled between steel and sky, and a place we'll never forget. Nothing compares to walking through sunlight and leaves in the middle of the ocean and realizing that even here, among all the wonder, nature still finds a way to take your breath away. In the evenings, it transformed into a dreamy dining and entertainment escape. We dined under twinkling fairy lights, laughter and soft conversation floating through the air, while live musicians played smooth jazz and classical melodies that drifted through the trees like a gentle breeze. Time felt slower there, and every detail, from the lighting to the music to the atmosphere, felt curated for calm and connection. Late-night strolls became our favorite ritual. With the paths softly lit and the warm ocean breeze rustling the leaves above, Central Park turned into something almost surreal. Peaceful, poetic, a hidden world suspended between sea and sky. Stepping into the Royal Promenade felt like being swept into the very heartbeat of wonder of the seas. A dazzling, dynamic boulevard that pulsed with life from morning till night. It wasn't just a walkway, it was a world of its own. Stretching the length of the ship like a lively city street afloat, the promenade was a place where you could feel the energy shift the moment you arrived. Beneath an illuminated canopy and soaring architecture, every inch of it invited you to explore, indulge, and get swept up in the rhythm of life at sea. Shops and boutiques lined either side like a floating mall, each one brimming with treasures. You could browse designer handbags, try on sparkly cruise attire, or pick up unique souvenirs that seemed to carry a little bit of the ocean with them. But what truly made the promenade magical was its personality. It was never just a place to pass through. It was a place to pause and play. Street performers would suddenly appear as if summoned by magic. Jugglers, mimes, musicians, and dancers filled the space with laughter and gasps of delight. You'd see kids squealing with joy as magicians made coins vanish from behind their ears, while adults stopped in their tracks, smiling, phones out, capturing the moment. Parades with dancing crew members in glittering costumes would sweep through like a wave of joy, the music infectious and the atmosphere electric. And when the sun set, the promenade transformed again. Cozy venues came alive with their own distinct charm. At Boleros, Latin music spilled out the doors, drawing in couples and groups ready to dance the night away. Just around the corner, the Cask and Clipper offered a classic pub vibe, complete with craft beer, old favorites on tap, and cheerful sing-alongs that made you feel like you were among old friends, even if you just met. Every time we stepped into the promenade, it felt like stepping into a celebration. A little world where every sense was engaged, where you could shop, sip, sway, and smile, all without ever losing sight of the sea. It was more than a space, it was the soul of the ship. And no matter how many times we passed through it, the Royal Promenade always found a new way to surprise us. Just off the promenade, the Bionic Bar pushed the boundaries of imagination. Walking in felt like entering a futuristic lounge where technology and mixology fused into a one-of-a-kind spectacle. With sleek touchscreens at your fingertips, you could browse a digital menu of cocktails or design your own masterpiece, selecting every detail down to the garnish. Then the show began. The robotic arms swiveled, poured, stirred, and shook with a kind of ballet-like rhythm, assembling your drink with laser-sharp accuracy before sliding it across the counter with futuristic finesse. It was more than a cocktail. It was an experience. Nearby, the Rising Tide Bar offered one of the most enchanting moments on board. More than just a bar, it was a floating lounge that literally lifted you up, rising gently between the energy of the promenade and the tranquil greenery of Central Park. For those feeling lucky, Casino Royale brought all the thrill of Vegas to the high seas. The floor buzzed with excitement, from the flicker of slot machines to the lively banter at blackjack, roulette, and poker tables. Whether you were a seasoned player or just in it for the fun, the atmosphere was electric. Prefer a cleaner environment? A non-smoking casino section offered the same pulse-pounding action in a fresh, comfortable space, proving that even at sea, there's always a seat at the table waiting for you. One of the biggest highlights was the 80s dance party on the open deck. Dressed in neon, leg warmers, and teased hair, the DJ hyped up the crowd, cruise staff led us in retro dance moves, and strangers quickly became friends as we grooved together, reliving the vibrant magic of that unforgettable decade. Next is a full-body Zumba cardio dance class with Latin beats pumped through the speakers, while a high-energy instructor led the crowd in fun, easy-to-follow routines. One of our favorite nights was the silent disco. We each wore glowing headphones tuned into our favorite of the 3 live DJs and danced the night away in our own little sound bubble. It was surreal to see hundreds of people grooving in sync, some mouthing the lyrics to 80s hits, others raving to house beats. We laughed, switched channels back and forth, and danced until we were breathless. Spotlight karaoke on Wonder of the Seas is the perfect place to let loose and have fun singing your favorite song. The music hall became our nightly ritual, a place where memories were made, strangers became friends, and the soundtrack of our cruise echoed long after the final chord faded. Each evening brought a new band, a new beat, and a new reason to dance like nobody was watching. By the end of the trip, we realized something. On Wonder of the Seas, you don't just hear music, you live it. Later, at the Mason Jar Southern Restaurant Bar, the room swayed with the warm twang of a live country band. Then, there were the Broadway-style performances, like Grease, that had us singing at the top of our lungs and tapping along to every beat. At the Aqua Theater, the night came alive with an electrifying blend of water, fire, and gravity-defying stunts. High divers launched themselves from towering platforms, twisting and spinning through the air with unbelievable precision before plunging into impossibly small pools below. Fountains danced in rhythm with the music, flames flared dramatically, and all of it played out beneath a sky full of stars. With the vast ocean just beyond the stage, the entire experience felt wild and elemental, like nature itself was part of the performance. It wasn't just a show, it was a heart-pounding, edge-of-your-seat spectacle that left us breathless and completely mesmerized. And then came the ice skating show, an incredible transformation of the ship's rink into a shimmering frozen stage. Professional skaters flew across the ice, spinning beneath laser lights and a sweeping musical score. Magical, unforgettable, pure cruise night joy. The Flowrider Surf Simulator quickly became a favorite, not just for the thrill seekers who dared to ride the waves, but for the crowd that gathered to cheer them on. Just steps away, the full-size basketball court pulsed with friendly competition. It was a beautiful thing. People from all walks of life coming together for impromptu games, exchanging high fives and quick smiles, speaking the universal language of sport. And for those who preferred a slower pace, there's a mini golf course and table tennis area, perfect for some lighthearted fun and friendly competition. And then there's the zip line. It may be short, but it's unforgettable. You strap in, take a deep breath, and in seconds, you're soaring 10 decks above the boardwalk, wind rushing past, feet dangling in the air. Below you, the carousel spins, crowds cheer, and the ship stretches out in every direction. It's an exhilarating flash of freedom, a quick burst of adrenaline that leaves you breathless and grinning from ear to ear. The arcade on Wonder of the Seas is a lively, neon-drenched escape where fun knows no age limit. It's filled with an exciting mix of classic favorites and high-tech games. The atmosphere buzzes with friendly competition and the thrill of winning tickets and prizes. Whether you're challenging your kids to a game, reliving your own arcade glory days, or just looking for a break from the sun, the arcade offers non-stop entertainment, day or night. The Boardwalk on Wonder of the Seas is like stepping into a vibrant, floating seaside amusement pier, only elevated with a dash of cruise ship magic and a whole lot of heart. It's a place that instantly brings out your inner child, and nowhere is that feeling stronger than at the carousel. At the very center of the boardwalk, the hand-carved carousel is the true star of the show. This isn't just any amusement ride. It's a beautifully crafted, whimsical centerpiece that spins to cheerful music beneath a canopy of twinkling lights. From the moment you arrive, you're greeted with the scent of buttery popcorn and cotton candy in the air, the sound of laughter echoing off the walls, and a view full of color, movement, and energy. Across the way, Sugar Beach invites you into a rainbow of sweets, with walls lined in candy bins, colorful lollipops, and decadent ice cream creations. The playful vibe continues with surprise touches like interactive wall games and quirky art pieces that make every stroll an adventure. All around the carousel, the boardwalk is alive with excitement. Families gather at Playmaker Sports Bar and Arcade, where the energy of the big game meets the fun of arcade classics and casual bites like burgers, wings, and fries. But even with all the fun and flair, there's something grounding about the space too. It's a place where you can take a relaxing walk at sunset, hand in hand with someone you love, while string lights glow softly overhead. You might pause to watch the ocean shimmer just beyond the ship's edge, or sit on a bench and listen to the joyful squeals of carousel riders spinning nearby. The Boardwalk on Wonder of the Seas is more than just a fun stop on the ship. It's a celebration of carefree moments, sweet treats, and shared laughter. And at the heart of it all, the carousel spins, quietly reminding you that joy doesn't have to be complicated. Sometimes it's just a painted horse, a soft breeze, and a smile that stays with you long after the ride ends. Name That Tune on Wonder of the Seas is a high-energy, crowd-pleasing game show that brings guests together for a musical showdown packed with fun and nostalgia. Hosted in one of the ship's lively venues, it's part trivia, part party, where teams or individuals race to identify popular songs from all eras and genres. The Towel Animal Making Tutorial is a fun, hands-on activity where the ship's crew shows you how to fold adorable creatures from simple bath towels. It's lighthearted, creative, and perfect for all ages. Right after, you can join a lively dance tutorial where the entertainment team teaches easy steps to popular routines, from salsa to line dancing. Sailing the Wonder of the Seas wasn't just a vacation, it was a return to wonder itself. The ship became more than a destination. It became a world of joy, discovery, and connection. And when we stepped off the ship to explore beautiful ports like CocoCay in the Bahamas, Roatán in Honduras, Cozumel in Mexico, and Puerto Costa Maya, that sense of wonder only deepened. Each island greeted us with its own personality, vibrant, warm, and rich with culture. We didn't just take a cruise, we collected stories. We danced, we cheered, we explored, and we grew closer. These weren't just days on a calendar. They were moments etched into memory, forever golden and full of meaning. Because in the end, Wonder of the Seas reminded us that life isn't just about getting somewhere. It's about feeling everything along the way. The laughter, the awe, the quiet, the wild. It's all part of the journey, and this one, it was unforgettable.